Today we're making tomato soup. It's so much better than store-bought soup and it's so simple to make. I'm going to prep the ingredients, we're going to cook it real quick. I'm going to show you my favorite way to make tomato soup. Alright, so I went ahead and already cut up carrot, celery, and some onion. I also got 3 cloves of garlic here. So what we're going to do is we're going to first saute the veggies in a pan. I'll show you how I end up doing the tomato sauce in a little bit. So add a little bit of oil there. All right, so you want to get that oil a little bit warm. You see how it's beating on the bottom of that Dutch oven? That's good. I add a piece of garlic there to see. And then I'm just going to add all the veggies in there. Hey guys, the goal of this is we're trying to just sweat these off and make them softer. You hold off on the garlic till closer to the end so you don't end up burning it. And guys, when you're cutting up these veggies, consider what do you like? Do you like a lot of onion? Then add a little more onion. If you like garlic, add a little more garlic. I kind of keep it at a neutral amount. And a quick way to sweat off veggies quicker is to add some salt. So once you get those going, add a few pinches of salt. And that's going to help draw the moisture out of the vegetables. Alright, these veggies have been going a little while. There's some browning going on. Dude, don't worry about browning, right? That's good. That's flavor. But now at the point they're at, we can go ahead and add the garlic. And the reason we waited is so we didn't burn it. We're going to continue to sweat these out just a little bit more till those carrots get a little bit softer. One thing you got to watch out for in the Dutch oven though is you don't brown the bottom of that pan too much. So what we can do is, this recipe calls for chicken stock. And we get some chicken bone broth actually. But I can add a little bit of that to the bottom. And that's going to actually help it steam a little bit. So just add a little bit to the bottom. You don't need a ton of it. And now to help soften these real quick, because we already did a little bit of browning, we don't want to burn that garlic. So just go ahead and put a lid on it, and that's just going to keep all the moisture in there. Alright, let's check on these veggies. Just about there, almost. Yeah, they're almost perfect. I'm just going to turn this off and I'm going to put this aside and then I'm going to get ready to make the base with a blender. So first thing we're going to do is add whole peeled tomatoes. So we'll go ahead and add that to the bottom of the blender. Then we're going to go ahead and add all that chicken broth. This is a bone broth. Guys, chicken, bone, whatever you have. It's just the broth adds a little more flavor, but this one isn't salted, which is good because you don't want it to be extremely salty, and you're going to adjust the salt later. All right, and the last ingredients I have is sugar. The sugar takes a little bit of the bite out of the acid of the soup. But you're talking only like a teaspoon of it. All right, now we want to add the veggies that we sweated out. I got the pot right here. So go ahead and put that right into the mixer. All the oils and everything is fine. Just make sure you get all the ingredients because that's what's going to be in your soup at the end. We're going to finish cooking it in this pot. All right, now let's do what this thing does the best, and it blends. So get that cover on. Make sure this cover is tight. You gotta fire it up. You don't have to go crazy with this, but you want a good amount. The stronger you do it, the more you're going to blend up the seeds in those whole tomatoes. There we go. Now we're really blending that soup up. Hey guys, I wanted to share with you real quick. I have a cooking basics course. It's got lessons in there that will help you learn how to cook or elevate your cooking game. It's extremely affordable. Check out the link in the description or the link above. Now let's get back to the video. All right, so I got my Dutch oven back on the heat. So now we're gonna add that soup mixture into the pot. See, that's the beauty of these Vitamixes. See how well it blends? And give it a good stir, and then you're just gonna bring this up to a simmer. All right, so we're bringing the soup up to a simmer, and now we're gonna get the finishing touches on this. What we want to do is put some Parmesan Reggiano on there. And guys, do not put that store-bought stuff. Grate your own. I think my recipe here calls for like 1/3 of a cup. All right, let's take a look at it. It's more than a simmer. It started to boil there. Give it a stir. One thing you got to watch out for tomato is that you don't get it burned on the bottom of your pot or your Dutch oven like this. And that looks smooth. So we're going to add the parm and then some black pepper, and then we got to test it to see if we got to add anything to it. Got that parm, should melt right in there nice. Guys, I like some black pepper, freshly cracked. And then guys, go ahead, give it a good stir, right? The cheese is gonna give some creaminess to it too. Guys, if you don't like the black specks in here, you could always use a white pepper. All right, grab a spoon, give it a test. So there's a lot of tomato there. And I don't think that parm did enough for salt, so I'm just going to add some salt. I'm going to get a couple pinches. Give it another stir, guys, and then after you season it again, you got to taste it again. But dude, the other flavors are all there. And guys, wait till the end. I got a surprise for you with this video. That salt's a lot better. Now the final step is just to let this simmer for like 45 minutes. This soup came out delicious. And guys, there's only one way to eat a tomato soup. That's with a grilled cheese. I whipped up a grilled cheese. Oh, look at that. But give it a dunk. Still hot, still steaming. It's going to be so good. So this grilled cheese, I made it with a new sandwich loaf bread, a sourdough. It's delicious. You got to check out that video here. And I'll see you next time on Home Cooked Basics.